Welcome everyone to our daily Forex market analysis call, and this is in preparation for trading on October 6th, 2017. Excuse me. Just a quick disclaimer before we get started. This is for educational purposes only. Trading is a risky business, so please be careful with your money. As usual, we'll start off by taking a look at our Forex factory calendar here. So the big thing today was that we had trade balance number for Canada that came in really negative. And the reason, and we saw a big impact out of that. Canadian dollar dropped, dollar CAD went up really, really strongly. And just the importance of this is that Bank of Canada had come out and said that they're going to be careful. They're not going to do mechanical interest rate hikes, so they're going to be careful. And as a result of that, because they were concerned about data, they wanted to see what kind of data will, will come out. And also, they were concerned that it may have a negative impact on the economy if they keep raising rates. So with the trade balance numbers being negative, this basically skews the odds against Bank of Canada raising rates. So chances are they're not going to raise rates at this point. So that's why Canadian dollar got impacted that much. One, it's a negative number, so it's bad. But then also that kind of skews the odds of Bank of Canada raising rates. And then going into tomorrow, very, very important piece of data that's going to come out is the non-farm payroll here. A big number or a big data or important data that comes out every month. So this is the non-farm payroll. Usually the market moves a lot, and so expect a lot of volatility out of this one. Excuse me. So generally I don't trade this number, but because things can move quite a bit, but it's interesting to keep a track of it. Right now, market is very, very positive on the US dollar. We are seeing strong US dollar. But just keep in mind that market can sometimes get skewed too much to one side. So we could get a surprise in the non-farm payroll numbers. But if the payroll numbers are positive, it will be positive for the US dollar. However, if they're negative, we could see a big drop in the US dollar, because right now the market sentiment is very positive going into the non-farm payrolls, because some of the data that we have seen come out this week has been very positive. So just keep that in mind. Because US dollar is so positive right now, we could get a negative surprise with this one. All right, so other than that, we have employment numbers also for Canada, which will have an impact on a Canadian dollar here. So let's move on to the charts right now. Here we are looking at Euro US dollar. Euro is negative. We have seen this really nice bearish candle close here. As a result, we're looking for a follow through on this. Yesterday, we had talked about importance of this support and resistance level, and we had talked about how price had rejected this level, and we were looking for a rejection of that. So that's what happened. And now we have a very bearish engulfing candle close. So I'm looking for a follow through to the downside. So the first target here is 1.1680. And then this could change, of course. Our target here would be 1.1620 level, which is the bottom of this pin. But this could change based on what kind of non-farm numbers come out. So just keep that in mind. But overall, we're looking for, based on just the technicals here, looks bearish. First target is 1.1680, second target 1.1620. And looking at our chart here, looks like, so we had a nice drop here. We are right into support at the moment, so we do need to see a break of this support at 1700 and then a continuation move to the downside. So the first target is 1680, which is our S1 level. And then we are looking for 1620-ish or even 1600 level, which is our S3 level all the way. So if the positive non-farm numbers come out, we are likely to see that target get hit. But if negative numbers come out, we could see it go all the way up here or even higher. So that's the risk for tomorrow. Just keep that in mind. Pound here, pound, we are I'm currently in this trade right now. I'm looking for price to drop a bit more. Very, very bearish close for the day. We had looked at a pin bar yesterday, and we had talked about how we're looking for further move to the downside. So we got that. Now our target for next target is this one, 1.3050 level, right into the support and resistance, and a very important support and resistance level here. So I'm looking for price to drop. Now, same thing as we saw with the euro. Because with all the US dollar crosses with the non-farm payroll, it could change completely. So we'll have to evaluate things once non-farm payroll comes out. But till then, we're looking for price to drop. So our target there is 30.80 for our trade, but it could go lower into this 30.50 level. So bias is to the downside for pound dollar. Aussie dollar here, big drop. We are into support now. So we were looking for this support level yesterday, which is this previous support and resistance. We are there now. So we need to see a break of this 77.80 level, big bearish engulfing candle, looking for a further move to the downside. 77.50 level, which is this, will be the next target for Aussie US dollar. And here we go. In terms of pullback, we could get a pullback into the pivot point, but things look like they're moving already. So excuse me. In this one as well, we need to see a break of the 77.80 level, because price could bounce off of that and go all the way back. So keep that in mind. But overall, the bias is to the downside. New Zealand US dollar, same thing here, big drop. We were looking for this 71.20 level. It's dropped beyond that slightly. So now we're looking for a further continuation to the downside. And we could go all the way into this one here, this support and resistance level. So the target here is 70.50 level to the downside here. Same caveat with this one as well, non-farm payroll. If the price, this one looks like it wants to drop though, so it's holding below the 71.20 level that we were looking at. So we have a drop, flag formation, and then continuation move to the downside. So New Zealand dollar looks like it does want to drop and go further. So the target is 70.50 here. But same caveat as in others with the non-farm payroll. If the numbers is a surprise, a negative surprise, then we're likely to see a big push, excuse me, to the upside. So keep that in mind. Dollar CAD. My template is a little off. Okay, so dollar CAD, very, very bullish. Excuse me. We are into, so we had a little pin bar here. We are into the next support and resistance level. This looks bullish at the moment. We are looking for a further move to the upside. 126.60 will be the number for this one as well. So here we are. Big push up. I was looking for a retracement actually back into this R1 level or even into this support and resistance level. That did not happen. So we did have a 1 hour pin bar, but then price could not break this 125.20 level like we had talked about, and then went up from there. So this looks very bullish. If it holds above here, we're looking for a continuation move to the upside. Target would be 126.60 in that one. Euro pound. Euro, we were looking for this here. Price had gone into resistance here. We have a big bullish close right into our target that we had looked for yesterday. And now we are into this support and resistance. Once the price holds above this 89.30 level, we're looking for a further move to the upside. The target here is 89.80 level. So looking for bullish. This is very bullish engulfing candle. So looking for a further move to the upside. Euro Swiss franc. Euro Swiss franc, bearish pin bar on this one. We're at the top of the range. So we are still going to trade it as a range bound market. So the move that I would look for will be this 1.1480 level. If we get a retest of this level, this could be a good opportunity to look for a potential short, and then looking for price to trade back into the range towards the middle of the range. So still a range bound market. Price hasn't broken out. 1.1480 level will be a good level to watch for a potential short in this one. Pound Swiss has taken a hit, big hit. Yesterday we talked about this trend line that it was forming, a bounce off of the trend line. It has bounced off to the downside. We have passed this support and resistance level. Our target was 128.50 yesterday, has gone below that. And now we're looking for further move to the downside. 1.2800 is the next target. And then beyond that, we are looking for this level here, which is 127.30-ish level. So looking for a further move to the downside in this one as well. Dollar Swiss here, we are moving up. We did have a pin bar a couple of days ago, but that got negated and we had a bullish, almost a bullish pin bar. Now we have moved up and moving further up. So the target is 98.20 level or even into this. So yeah, 0.9820 level will be the next target to the upside. Looks like price is holding the highs, so we're looking for a further move to the upside. Pound yen here, nice drop, nice break of this level here. Price has moved into this previous support and resistance. So we need to see a break of this level. And once we do, we are looking for further move to the downside, 146.50. Very nice bearish candle close here. So looking for 146.50 as the next target. But we do need to see a break of this support and resistance level because it's very important. And once that happens, looking for a further move to the downside. Euro yen. Bearish candle close. We are into the bottom here. So this one does look like it could go lower. And as we can see, we see a drop, consolidation, and if this holds, we're looking for a further drop. However, we do need to see a break of this level here because this is an important level and price did not break it last time it was here and instead it pushed back up. So once we see a break of 131.80 to the downside here, we're looking for price to continue into 130.50 level to the downside. So that will be the next target for Euro yen. New Zealand yen looks quite bearish right now. We have a big bearish candle close based on the 1 hour that looks quite bearish. So this is the trade we took yesterday, worked out really well. And so we had a drop, a consolidation, and this is where we enter the trade looking for a continuation. So this is what happens. See this break, this is what we need to see today as well. We need to see a break of this. And that's what we need to see in Euro yen here. It's the same thing. We need to see a break. See how price dropped, pull back. It could pull back into this support and resistance level, 132.20 level, which is also our pivot point. And then once we see a break of this, so we'll be looking for price to move lower here, continuation of this move to the downside. But what we do need to keep in mind is if we don't see a break, like if it rejects this level, and that's why we need to see a break, because if it doesn't break below this level, we could see this, and we do not want to. So that's why it's important to see a break of this 131.80 level, and once the level breaks, then we're looking for move to the downside. Similar thing here. This looks like it wants to drop right now. And it's likely that it will. So this looks more bearish than the Euro yen does right now. So this looks quite bearish, and we're looking for a further move to the downside. Target here will be 79.20 level. I believe we can go all the way down. Yeah, 79.20 level, which is the bottom of the pin here. So that will be the target to the downside. So bearish on that. Aussie yen. Big bearish candle close here, similar to our New Zealand yen. And now we're looking for a further move to the downside. Again, we do need to see a break of this 87.80 level, and then looking for 87.20 level here to the downside. This one here, this looks bullish at the moment actually because the dollar is quite strong. So we do have tweezer bottoms here. So that would suggest that we're looking for price to go all the way back. And in this case, this is a range that we have looked at for the last few days. Price rejected at the bottom. So now we're looking for a price to continue towards the top of the range, which is 113.20 level here. So looking for price to go up higher. So bullish on Euro dollar yen. Euro Aussie looks bullish, looking for move back towards the top of the range, which is into 1.5100. So that looks bullish. Cadian, last one, this looks bearish, looking for a further move to the downside once we see a break of this. So in a lot of these crosses, we are at important support or resistance levels. So do keep in mind that when we are hitting these important levels, things can change. So even though our bias is to the downside, but we have to see a break of these levels. If the price doesn't break it, it could go back up. But overall technical bias, looking for further move to the downside into 88.80 level. All right, any questions or comments, anything to add? Okay, no, all right, so we'll call it a wrap. It's time to move our trade to break even +2. So I'm going to be moving my, just right after I get off the call here, I'm going to be moving my stop to break even +2. So in order to remove all risk from this trade, so at this point we cannot lose money once we are at break even. My target is at 1.3080, so we still have about 17 pips to go. But I'm going to be moving my stop to break even. So just to kind of give you heads up there. All right, so we'll call it a wrap. You guys have a wonderful evening, and I will see you tomorrow for our webinar session. Bye for now.